Welcome to episode number 4 of Pokemon Trainer Go. Today's episode we'll be talking about the new Halloween event for Pokemon Go. We will talk about creepy lore from the decks. I hope you have a flashlight with you because we're going to a dark and scary place in the Pokemon universe. Also a reaction to the new demo for Pokémon Sun and Moon. Don't walk to the forest alone, trainer, because you may not leave the forest alive. Hello, this is Vicodimus signing in and welcome you all to Pokemon Trainer Go, the podcast where you can nerd out a bit about Pokemon. Happy Halloween, everyone, and I hope all of you had a small fix from playing the new demo of Pokemon Sun and Moon. That was beautiful. That demo is great. I cannot wait for the new game. So many things to talk about. We'll talk about our demo reaction later, but first we actually gonna be talking about the new Pokemon Go Halloween event, and also we're going to be talking about safety while playing Pokemon Go now that we have the game first event coming out today until the 31st. Niantic Labs released a new update. It's a very small update that actually will include fangs, treats, and ghosts spawning throughout the days of October 26th through November 1st. There's going to be a increase of rare Pokemon, a rare Pokemon increase for Psychic, Poison, and ghost types. Now there's gonna be more candy drops. More candy drops will be available for us, and this is actually a perfect opportunity for you breeders out there who actually likes to walk, especially when you're doing the trick-or-treating with your kids or trick-or-treat by yourself or with your friends, however you want to do it. Make sure to actually hatch those eggs because you actually get double the eggs, and that will help you actually evolve certain Pokemon that you haven't had the chance to evolve and get added to your Pokédex. Also, this new update actually focuses more on the text and look. Now, I'm not crazy about the update because I believe that the look of the game actually looks good, and it looks a little bit better. But now, hear me out. The new eggs, the eggs actually, they have new colors. Each egg's 2K, 5K, 10K. They'll have their own color, so you will definitely know once you actually hit the Pokestop. Boom! I have a 2K egg. Boom! I have the 5K and a 10K. Now, this is how it will look. The green egg will be the 2K. The orange one will be the 5K, and the purple will be the 10K egg. Now, my main beef with this update is that it makes everything looks pretty, it makes everything looks great, but Niantic, why you guys have not said anything new about the PvP mode of the game, and why you haven't talked anything about the trading mode that you promised all of us that we're gonna have, so that way we'll be able to get the region locked Pokemon, because we cannot hatch them, and B, we either have to travel over there, or do you want us cheating? Oh, I cannot say that because I might get banned. Sorry. Do you want people to actually continue waiting for the trading portion? I actually want to talk about a very important thing during this event. It's actually safety. There's a lot of things to keep in mind, especially during this event. We want to make sure to actually know a couple tips at how to be safe while playing Pokemon Go during this first event of Halloween. Let's go over some point of safety. Be aware of your surroundings. That will be number 1. Number 2, always travel in a group. Hey, sometimes you do actually run into some people and you might be playing alone and you find this person. Hey, go ahead and connect with this person and actually be caught up. And who knows, you might be able to reconnect and actually become Pokemon trainer buddies? You never know. That'll be awesome. Don't be an awkward penguin. Just go out and socialize. Now, point number 3. Play in well-lit area. Do not go to dark places. Usually people are territorial and people are kind of like predators. They wait in the dark and then they just jump out at you and then they take your belongings, and you don't want to be that situation. You want to be in a place where it's well lit and so no one will actually have a bad time. Do not have expensive equipment with you. That will be number 4, because this will actually attract attention from thieves. Now, I don't know if you've been paying attention, but on Twitch, there's been a lot of Pokemon trainers who actually got attacked because they have rigs with them. So you want to make sure not to have 3-4 phones out. However you like to play, just make sure to travel light and make sure not to have anything that will actually attract attention from thieves that will actually try to rob you. Okay? Do not play in unknown areas. Just make sure before you go to play, just make sure to actually go to an area that you actually definitely know very well before going to a place that you never know, and then be surprised by things that will happen during your game time. Now, know an exit plan. Remember where you park your vehicle. That's very important. So if you see that something's happening, there's a fight breaking out or something, you know where to go. You know where your car is at, so you can just drive away from the whole thing, because trust me, you don't want to have anything to do with the police or anything like that. You just want to go home and be safe. Now, please, I live in Florida. There's lots of body of water around us, inside of Florida as well. So be sure to be away from rivers after dark and lakes. After the dark, if you don't see the water, it's too dark, then don't get close to the water, because you never know if you'll be able to find an alligator sharpening their teeth, about to actually have some nice dinner night with his lady gator and eat you. That's definitely don't be close to the water. Period. And please, during the event of Halloween, just keep those tips in mind and keep an eye out of your surrounding while playing the event. Just have a good time and be safe. Before we move ahead on to our next segment, I would like to welcome back our co-host, Shout Vic. Shout, how you been? It's been a long time.
Wow, Buffett! I'm good, man. I got my Wobbuffet next to me, ready for the next game. I make sure I bought her the right lipstick, because she comes with lipstick now.
Yes, I saw that. It's quite interesting. I didn't know there were lipsticks for Pokemon.
She has one.
I know. I've seen it. Now, Shout, I don't know if you may know, this is actually a Halloween episode. Our next segment is actually along the line for that. And as you already know, the Pokédex is our encyclopedia for interesting creatures in different regions in the world of Pokemon. There's some creepy information from our favorite Pokemon hidden in it. So, I would like to welcome all of you to Creepy Lore from the Dex. This is where we will explore the hunting origins and information from those creatures that actually live in the dark, and we'll actually find out more about them by listening to some creepy lores. And we'll begin with Phantump. According to old tales, these Pokemons are stump possessed by the spirit of children who died while lost in a forest. So children do die in Pokemon, and they possess a tree stump and just follow people.
That sounds more like a Zelda thing going like with the Deku Tree.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Nintendo uses their stuff over and over.
So apparently that whoever actually walks into a forest, he or she will be actually listening to voices of children.
So is that while they're playing Pokemon Go and walking through the forest? I mean, they're not supposed to, but
yeah, that's not a good idea to play the forest by yourself.
But it's Halloween.
Yeah, but you didn't. You weren't here when I was talking about safety, I guess. Sorry, guys. I guess he didn't check the episode before coming in. I apologize about that. But I'll I'll cut you some slack because you've been working a lot of hours. But, welcome back. Welcome back. Now, the next Pokemon we want to actually talk about is Haunter. Haunter is a predator Pokemon. Okay? That guy, it may be made out of gas, but if it licks you, it will actually make you shake until you die.
Ew.
Yes. So you will be convulsing to your death.
Is it like the saliva?
It doesn't say. It just says that, its tongue is made out of gas. If licked, its victim starts shaking constantly until death eventually comes. Hunter hides in very dark places where it plots to take the life of the next living thing that comes near it.
Is Gengar the same, or?
Gengar, it will be different, but at least we know that Hunter is actually, because it's Hunter. It says his name. It will haunt
people.
It will haunt people and scare them and take their life force away. Isn't that nice? Living in a world of Pokemon where creatures is out there to kill you.
It makes me wonder if the game was really for kids.
Well, not really, but then they actually evolved from there. And then, because this is the thing, before the cartoon came out, Pokemon used to eat other Pokemons. But Nintendo changed that because they wanted to appeal more to children, saying that Pokemon do not eat other Pokemons. They're just there.
And then they added the Pokepuffs.
And they added the Pokepuffs, and then they added the other things.
Can you imagine the Rattatas all cooked up? And there's still more Rattatas in the world.
But the thing is, in the game, they have the Slowpoke tails.
That is true.
And apparently they're yummy.
How do you know that?
Well, apparently they say it's pretty delicious.
Have you tried one yourself?
No, I cannot try that myself. I cannot. I have a Slowpoke in my team. I cannot eat a Slowpoke tail.
Just don't look at him in the eyes.
That's mutilation. That's not right.
Be like, sir, I must test this out. It's just a theory. I would do it.
You would do it? Now, going back to Haunter, can you imagine living in a place in a medieval time and you have to be looking out for knights fighting hunters?
Actually, I wouldn't even go out.
That would be pretty dope. I will actually pitch the movie Hunter, the Night of the Hunters, or the living of. We have to work on the title. Now, the next Pokemon, most of you might know, is Honedge. Honedge is actually a Steel and Ghost Pokemon that is actually. The story is actually quite creepy. Like, if anyone dares to grab its hilt, it wraps a blue cloth around the person's arm and drains that person's life force or life energy completely. So if King Arthur tries to grab the sword out of this Pokemon, the Pokemon will kill the king.
Wow.
Will kill the king. Like, for sure. For sure.
So that would be like, in case you want to have like ninjas versus samurais, just throw a Hunter.
Throw a Hunter
through the walls.
There you go. And it will actually lick them until they actually start convulsing until they die.
This is getting dark.
I told you it's a dark place we are going. Very dark. Now, there's a couple more that are actually, you have to wait. You have to listen to this one. You remember the pumpkin Pokemon? Gorgeist?
Yeah.
Gorgeist, do you know that Gorgeist actually, it unwraps its prey in its hair like arms? It sings joyfully and it observes the suffering of its prey.
What, the orange things? Like the arms?
Yes.
I didn't know it was this. Oh, the face is under that. That's her hair.
No, that is his actually body.
No, the body's like the pumpkin, right?
You don't see the little eye on top?
Yeah, that's...
And the smile?
Yeah, that's the head, but that's the body, the bottom.
That's the body, yeah.
That's creepy looking, though.
Yes, and then there's another thing, too. On moonless nights, they are known to wander through town streets, singing an eerie song that curses its unfortunate listeners. And it's the really interesting thing is the move. Because Punkaboo, its pre-evolution, is the only Pokemon that can learn Trick or Treat. It's perfect. Perfect for Halloween. Now, you might remember this one. Remember Trifloom?
Let me see.
Trifloom is the balloon Pokemon.
Yes.
Guess what? What is the story of that one?
A kid inflated him, and then he's like, "Hi,
No.
I'm Drifloom."
Oh no. Oh no. Okay, here we go. It is whispered that any child who mistakes Trifloon for a balloon and holds onto it could wind up missing.
How did he just fly up with the
He
kid?
will fly up with the kid to the sky and disappear. It will make that child never to be found ever again.
I mean, he's gonna drop him.
Eventually, yes. This is dark. This is a very dark territory. Now, however, due to its light weight, it can be resisted easily as it's often pulled around. Although created by lost spirits of Pokemon and people. Oh, there's a poltergeist in here. We better.
It's a hunter.
Yeah, we better. It might be Hunter in here. Now, the other Pokemon that I love, it is really dark. It's actually Lampent. Remember Lampent?
Lampent. Let me see.
That looks like a lamp. It's a fire ghost Pokemon.
No, yeah, that one for the Pokemon tournament.
Now, Lampent, the spirits it absorbs fuel. It's baleful fire. It hangs around hospitals, waiting for people to pass on. Okay? It uses the spirits and it has absorbed to fuel its fire. On occasion, it has been known to work with Litwick, the little candles, that it leads people to it to actually steal their life force.
I don't like it.
Now, you might remember this one, Jaw Mask.
Okay, I know that one for sure. That's the one that looks like it disappears the body, just leaves the mask on.
Right. But do you know where the mask comes from?
A kid's face.
It's from people's faces.
That was close.
Okay, so each of them carries a mask that used to be its face when it was a human. Okay, so the Pokemon is holding a mask that will resemble their human faces. Okay, and sometimes they look at it and cry.
I wouldn't cry on that. I would just run away.
Due to being a human long ago, it has memory of being human. If someone wears the mask Yamask carries, they will become possessed by the Yamask in question. Yamask is known to wander the ruins of ancient civilization.
I don't like Yamask though.
But that is a really creepy story.
But who wants to have that as a Pokemon?
Now I would. And continuing to the last one that we have on the list is actually Kadabra.
Yeah.
Now, did you know that Kadabra is actually a child that turned into a Pokemon?
What can it be that he was eating cereal, fell asleep while eating?
Well, there's a lot of creepypasta. I don't know if you have ever heard of creepypasta.
Mm-mm.
It's a website that will actually do their own creepy stories about certain franchises or places or situations. So, who knows? Someone might have actually said there was a rotten kid, spoiled kid that was eating cereal that became an Abra and evolved to Kadabra. Yeah, so apparently it happened one morning. A boy with extrasensory powers awoke in bed, transformed into Kadabra. So the way I see it is that Abra is possibly a toddler, and a Kadabra might be a child, and an Alakazam might be a full-grown adult.
With my mustache.
That's kind of creepy. One day you're sleeping, next day you woke up, you're a psychic Pokemon?
I wouldn't mind.
Yeah?
I wouldn't mind. I will have the cool majestic beard, like Monopoly. And then I can actually read people's mind. I can play the lottery and be like, what's the winning number? And then get it. I wouldn't mind that.
Now, we're getting away from the creepy lore from the decks. Now, we're actually going to talk about our reaction towards the new demo, Pokemon Sun and Moon. And Shout, go ahead with your review of the demo. What do you think so far?
All right, I'm gonna say it once and for all. I will let you finish, but X and Y is always gonna be the best game of all times. I played a demo. I was kind of feeling like I didn't want to even play the game, but I was like, oh, I kind of want to see where it's going. It was not really for me because the characters look weird and they were actually hip hopish. That to me was kind of weird and a turn off in a video game. Like
Okay.
it looked like thugs trying to be like. I mean, they are thugs, but not that type of thug.
Right. So you're not okay with Tim Skull?
No, I was like, okay, this is I don't understand why they even walking like thugs.
Okay. To me, it was a nice refresher. It was actually a nice fresh look because we haven't really explored the subtropical areas for Pokemon, and we actually get new characters. I like Professor Kukui. He looks pretty cool. Um, you could actually ride on Taurus. That's pretty cool too.
That
You could
was
actually break
amazing.
stuff, and
The events too.
the events is actually look pretty good. Especially that part where you actually fighting the totem Pokemon.
Which one?
The totem Pokemon.
Oh, the big dinosaur.
Yeah, that you actually the big dragon type, and then you actually use Pikachu to use the C move for the first time.
The only thing I don't like about the like major is how you have to turn Greninja into Ash Greninja. You can't force it. You have to kill the Pokemon so the bond increases.
Well, you're not killing the Pokemon; you're fainting the Pokemon.
Yeah.
Now, I do see that you cannot activate it because we've been actually using the mechanic for Mega Evolution, but I understand it's because of the heat of the battle that actually makes that Greninja Mega Evolve, or like you said earlier, that it's actually activate that bond between you and Greninja to evolve or to become that other form of Ash Greninja. Now, anything else you might have actually seen comes to mind?
I miss Steve and Sycamore. I don't like how they like the professor looks either. I guess I'm being really picky.
I guess you are being picky, yes.
I think I like Sycamore way better.
Yes, I bet you do. That's why you actually have his picture right next to your night table.
Hey man, what can I say?
Yeah, right on your night table.
What can I say?
You sing to Sycamore every night.
X and Y is the best game of all times.
I like the game. And
It was too short though.
It is short, and some of the events you have to actually wait for a certain amount of days to actually complete those quests. But at least it gives you a really good idea how the game looks like and how it's gonna feel like. The one thing that I really liked that I actually saw was that you could actually see what exactly are the IVs of the Pokemon without going to a Pokemon Raider.
Oh yeah, you showed me that.
All you have to do, you just go to the Pokemon, go check the summary, press the white button, and then it will actually show the sparkle around on the stat that will say, like for example, my Greninja, it actually showed it was actually the speed was actually the best IV that it had. So once you actually click on the Y button on the 3DS, it's actually gonna give you some sparkling effect onto the name or the type of the IV that is actually the perfect one. And I thought that was pretty unique. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, so we might not even get the IV guy.
Well, he might show up, but who knows? He might be just for the demo for now. Things can
but
change.
For what? Because that Greninja's not going with us. No, we get a different one.
I don't know. It looks like when you actually go to the Pokemon Center and talk to Professor Kukui.
Yeah, but it'll transfer you though a different one. It's the same way with the snow one from the last one.
Well, we'll find out. We'll find out because I'm excited to have Greninja, even though it's not really my Greninja.
I want a shiny Greninja that turns into. I want to see the Ash Greninja shining form.
That'll be interesting to see.
Oh, I'll see it.
Oh,
I'll see it.
Well, that will be all the time that we have so far. Thank you so much for everybody who has joined to listen to our podcast today. Again, enjoy the new Pokemon Go event, Halloween event, and make sure to actually keep on to the events that is happening on the demo as well for Pokemon Sun and Moon. We'll see you next time on episode 4.5, where me and Shout will be actually doing some commentaries over Pokemon Generations. That's gonna be interesting.
Oh, why don't we ask them to show? What if they just get dressed up for Halloween as their family, as Pokemon trainers and stuff like that? Send us photos of that.
Actually, yes. Thank you for reminding me. We actually doing a little giveaway. I'm actually gonna give out a poster from GameStop from the Pokemon Sun and Moon. So whoever actually sends a really good, either a family themed Pokemon costume theming or a really good Pokemon costume over to our email.
But it has to be themselves. It can't be somebody else.
Exactly. It has to be you. It cannot be somebody else. And we only be shipping those posters only people in the United States for now. We cannot ship it internationally. We don't have the money to ship it outside of the US. But if you're actually part of the US and you actually want to have some fun, send us your picture at Pokemon Trainer Podcast, Pokemon Trainer Go Podcast at gmail.com, and you can send out the pics so you can actually join the little giveaway, our first giveaway, which is actually the Pokemon Sun and Moon poster from GameStop. If you enjoy our show, you can definitely subscribe to it on Stitcher. Be sure to hit us up with a rating and review while you're there. Questions and chatter through our email. You can email us at pokemontrainergopodcast at gmail.com. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at PKMNTRNRGO. And follow us on our SoundCloud page at soundcloud.com/PokemonTrainerGo podcast page. May your adventures be safe and fruitful and grand, my fellow trainers. I will see you next time. Don't forget to subscribe to Pokemon Trainer Go. Vikata is signing out, trainer. Let's go!